Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is day 120 of playing chess every day until 2000, and I'm back to 1892. Okay, we're playing, I guess, in 1882. We're gonna play t4 from Egypt. Let's see. What the hell? Polish opening? Polish defense. I never seen this ever in my life. I think we can take the center and then attack the pawn. I mean, doesn't seem bad. Aim at my pawn. If I play knight to c3, I'm expecting b4, some kind of preparation, so I'm not gonna play that. Bishop to d3 seems fine. Knight to f3 in castle. You know, don't get into any trouble. Let's bishop to d3, and we can defend the pawn by playing knight to f3 or knight to e2. Knight to f3 is better because there's no bishop now to pin me. It's adding more pressure to the pawn. Yeah. Knight to f3, we're going to get attacked with this move. Now we cannot play the move e5 because we lose the pawn. Queen to e2 seems... I mean, you know, both ways we're going to develop the queen, and also now we're, attacking this, and we're going to play knight to f3, and we're going to castle. I think queen to e2, knight to f3, castle, attack, push, and take. Very weird opening. Spassky gambit. Well, he's not gambiting the damn pawn because he's going to take my pawn, so it's not that gambit. I literally never seen this move ever in my life. Okay, striking in the center does seem like a... Okay, we cannot play this move because we still lose. We have to play the move knight to f3, but after knight to f3, he might be trying to go here, but then we attack, and after the knight moves, we win the pawn. So knight to f3 seems very nice. We're just developing, protecting, trying to castle, and also threatening to play this first, then to take. But after this move, he might take me here, and after it takes, he moves the knight, but then I can take the pawn for free. What is this guy doing? Really, what is he doing? This is literally gambiting a pawn, like a full pawn, because after pawn takes, bishop takes, and the move e5, if he takes, I can just take, and when the knight moves, and maybe here, we just take the damn pawn. But no, after takes, bishop takes, here, he cannot take my knight, because then his rook will be hanging. So pawn takes, bishop takes, and the move e5, the knight will move, and we will win the pawn. But I think the entire point of this opening is to have two center pawns while I'll be taking a flank pawn for a center pawn. Is that the deal with this guy? I cannot play the move e5 right away because of the move c4. So I have to take maybe, and bishop takes, and then we cannot... Oh, so pawn takes, bishop takes, e5. There's what? I don't really see what is happening. This is very weird. Very. So if I take, the bishop will take, and the move e5, the knight needs to move. If the knight moved here, I will win the pawn. He will attack me. I'll get it back here. I castle, knight to f3, and bishop out. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have two center pawns, but at least my king will be castled and the rook will be ready. So I'm gonna take the pawn. This is still defended by two pieces. He takes with the bishop. Now I guess the move, we can play bishop to g5, you know, threatening the move e5. But if I play the move e5, the knight will move. Here, oh yeah, that could be a move. So after e5, he might be preparing the move knight to g4, attacking this twice. So playing the move bishop to g5 will actually be very good, unless he went queen here, but then we just take, and this is still defended by the queen and the king. So I like the move bishop to g5, not allowing him to go knight to g4 with his plan to take this pawn for free. And when he goes back or attacks, we just take the knight. And if he didn't do anything, well, the move e5 is going to be on the board. The knight will be hanging. If he played this, I can just take, and after he takes, I take. And he needs to put the rook here. And there's going to be a lot of problems for him. Unless he had some kind of a trick right here, which I don't really see. Because everything's defended. This is attacked. This is threatened. What the hell is this guy doing? There is no pawn to attack on this side because there's the pawn here, and I can take this pawn for free now, but not right away because this is going to move. This move is going to happen. Knight to g4. So bishop takes, pawn takes. I guess his idea is to open up for the rook, unless I try to castle queenside. So bishop takes, pawn takes. Bishop takes here. That'll be this move, and after I get back, he wants the pawn and no more castling for me. So bishop takes, pawn takes. And I think knight to d2, trying to go knight here, attacking the bishop and trying to castle and take the pawn later on. I think that's a good plan. After he takes like this, he's trying to open up for this, so we don't castle kingside. We don't give him what he wants. We tell him, fuck off. We play knight to d2, and knight to b3, attacking the bishop. The bishop needs to move away, or I will take it 100%, and then maybe I can win the pawn after I castle, and the king will be protecting, and the rook will be active. Yeah, very weird kind of opening. Now he can defend with the move a6. I did not take the damn pawn because it is very tricky. You're not supposed to take. I don't believe we are supposed to take it. Because whenever you play an opening and your opponent gambits something, don't go right away and take the damn gambit because you don't know the gambit, you don't know the theory. So don't play it because he will be prepared and you will not. So yeah, this simple pawn, attack. We can play the move g3, but what's happening with the move g3? A little bit of weakening of the diagonals. With g3, he might try to play the move f5, but I can still take and he cannot take, and if he takes here, I can take with the queen or with the knight, so it doesn't even matter. But when I try to castle queenside, it'll be this move. And I cannot play this right away because he will take the pawn for free. And I don't want that. We can win it back for sure, but I don't want to give away this pawn. So g3, f5 does not work. He needs to play a knight in the position, and then I play knight to b3. He cannot go here. He needs to go back, and then we'll castle, and life is good. Let's go g3. I think he needs to get the knight in to try to castle queenside and try to do something. Now I can castle kingside, but the thing about this double pawns that he can sack one of them to open up some lines. Knight here could be a move, but knight to b3, attacking the bishop, stopping this move would be fine. So, and he's still gambiting the damn pawn, but we cannot take. But after this move, we can actually take it because the queen will not take the pawn anymore. And after we move the knight, this is defended twice, so we're still fine. Let's play knight to b3. If he went knight here, we just take with this knight. After takes, so we'll just castle. The bishop will take this pawn, attacking the queen. I don't see why the hell he's not playing the move a6 and sticking to his pawn, because if he did not, maybe it's a gambit so that he will use the rook on this side. But my knight is here and he cannot really attack it unless he played a5, a4, which could be stopped by the move a4, especially when my bishop will be here. I have no clue. I believe the bishop is very important for him. Oh, there's a check, which I did not see. That's bad. After this check, we play the move c3. If he went back, we take and win, and then we take here. Seems good. After this check, c3, and the bishop goes somewhere back. Then we just take the pawn, I believe. He attacks me with a6. I get right back, try to castle, and that's it. Very weird opening. Like, I just want to check this guy's account. King to e7. Wow. King to e7. Okay. We can castle kingside, but then would not have the chance to actually take. I can actually just stake this bishop. Knight takes, queen takes, and bishop takes b5. Everything's still held. After this check, we play the move c3 and we lose the pawn. So we cannot take, because if queen takes this, check, and he picks up the pawn. But I can take this. After this check, I play c3, he moves away and I can get back. So we can just win a pawn. And maybe I should castle, but I don't know where. Which side? And I can take this pawn. I don't think giving away my bishop for the knight will be a good thing, because his bishop will be very strong. So maybe I just play the move a3. He plays this, and now we take, and after takes, still the dame check. So maybe the move is c3, and after he plays this, no, we need to take the pawn. After we take, there will be this check. We play the move c3, he moves away, and the game continues. I think we have to take this pawn now. Wait, after this here, we go, he goes knight there, I go takes, this, takes, queen takes, we play rook to d1, or then we just castle and put the rook here. Let's just take the pawn. Check, we play the move c3, I'm not really afraid of it, and if knight here, we just take. He's attacking this pawn, but c3 will do the job, castling and giving away that pawn, because if rook to b1 will actually win the bishop. No, the bishop is in the way, sorry. But he's really making me think, so that's a good thing for him. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, that was dumb. Why did I not think about it? The queen is overloaded. Yeah, I had to know this tactic. Overloaded. Yeah, come on, bro. Queen takes, he will not take. That's retarded. Queen takes, he will take this. And then we will castle. And then we will have a good rook. This pawn is going to be a little bit weak. Yeah. But hold on. King to f1. The bishop needs to move. He will go, no, we have to castle. So I believe we have to take the bishop. He will take here. We're still equal. And then I believe we castle the queen side, and we have an active rook, but this pawn is a little bit weak. We can play knight to d2. Yeah, let's go for it. We just have to be careful of any knight move. Of course, he will not sack the knight to both for the pawn, but if he went here, that's retarded. Here, we just take it. Yeah. And maybe we can play something very beautiful, forcing a queen trade. Because if the queen takes, knight takes, we're attacking this pawn twice and the bishop is forced to go all the way back. And what? Now he cannot. Now we can win a pawn. Now we can win a pawn. Right? So check, takes, knight. Bishop needs to move. He cannot go here. He needs to go there or defend it in some way. But hold on. After this check and queen takes and knight takes and this move, it is protected. That's so lucky for him. So he's trying to move the knight, and if we manage to just remove the queen, that would be nice. Here, this, here. He plays this. I take and he takes. I think that will be good. Let's just play this. Forcing queen trade. He will take. If he blundered and he went back, we just take this pawn, but I believe he's going to play a rook to c7. Yeah, I believe rook to c7 is the way to go. That's so sad. I really wanted to do something to win the pawn, but rook to c7 is actually a good defensive move for him. And I don't know if I have to take the bishop right now or not. Because after rook to c7 and knight takes and rook takes, I can just easily double up on the b2 pawn. You can obviously play the move b3, but knight takes this. And just knight to d2 and knight to b3. There will be this move. We go here, and after this, it's going to be annoying. And we can always reroute the knight to the same square and add rook to d2 and rook to d1 to attack the pawn. But this pawn is very weak. Very, very. And we cannot play the move h3 to stop the rook because we will lose the pawn. So maybe we have to give the pawn away in some way. So knight takes, rook takes. Playing the move e5 will not really work because I'm fixing his pawn structure, and after takes, 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 at least we don't have a weakness anymore. Okay, so knight takes, rook takes. Cannot play this move because of this annoying ass move. So knight takes, rook to d2, and rook to b8, but the move b3, a5, rook to d1. It is defended, so yeah. But there will be a move maybe like this, and I have to defend it. So maybe just takes, and then play rook to e1, trying to go for the move e5. And if he pushed, that's bad, I guess. I think we have to take the bishop. And just play rook to e1. Whenever he tries to go for this, we just play the move b3, so it's not really... Because this is a weakness, we have to lose the weakness. We have to throw it away. We have to give him the pawn after takes, knight takes, rook takes. Then the rooks will go somewhere trying to attack. Yeah, I thought that does not do anything because of after b3 there is knight to b4, but there is the move a3, and if you give me a check, I can go here and the knight is trapped. So I think the move b3 does the job. He is being annoying. Bro, what the frick are you doing? a3, you have to get the hell out of here before I kick your ass. Because if you play this check, I can just go here. So we can play this not to give him time to play any rook to c8 or rook to c7 to attack the pawn. Although we can just defend, or defend this is the best way. So a3, he plays a check, I go here, he goes back and knight taken after rook takes, he's losing. So a3, he needs to go back with the knight. Yeah, I don't really... Unless he wants to sacrifice the knight after king takes, there will be rook takes. But after I play the move rook to c1, you give me a check. Ooh, that might be actually work. Wait, knight takes, king takes the pawn. He's threatening this check. I think we go knight to d4, and after a check, we just move away, and he cannot give me another check. And when he attacked me, we have this check. Right? I don't believe he can play this check. I don't believe he can take the pawn. He needs to go back to these squares. I believe which the best one is to go knight to a6, trying to go knight to c5 to, you know, maybe then sacrifice. At least he will have open rooks. What the... Oh shit, I'm losing. Did I miss something? What about king to b2? Rook takes? We just take, and after... There is no kind of tricks. Here. So king to b2, knight to c3, and just king takes, and after any kind of check, we just draw back. And after this move, knight here, we just take, and after rook takes, you want to go for this, but... king to a1. Sorry, rook to a1. I'm really confused. Really confused. King to b2, knight here we just take. King to b2, knight to b4 we just take. King to b2. There's no rook sack. That will be idiotic. What's going on? What's going on? What kind of a retarded move is that? So he's trying to save the knight. Okay. for a while. Okay, so if I want king takes, he plays this check. I go here, attacking him. He goes there and I play knight d2, and I am defending. Or I should just play it cool and just play rook to d3, defending this square so that he can never put a knight there. But rook to d3, there will be a rook here. But then we can take, and after a check, we can just move here. So if I take, there will be this check, 100%, and king to b1, attacking the rook. He will play rook to c3, attacking the knight and attacking the pawn. We play knight to d2, and if he's sacked, we just take, and after takes, we just move here and no more checks. So king takes, king to b1, rook to c3, knight to d2, and then we're gonna play like rook to c1, offering a rook trade, and you just gotta leave me alone and get the hell out of here. But I don't want to lose this pawn. I'm greedy, yeah. I don't want to lose the pawn. So we can play rook to e3, defending the square. After the other rook, we play this move, and then we play knight to e1. Just be patient. Or should I just go? Takes, king to b1. There is no rook takes pawn. Knight to c3, rook to c3, knight to d2. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna take it. He playing fast as if he planned to blunder his freaking knight. What a knight to d2, protect. And now rook to c1 will be coming, and you have to give me the rook, or you get the hell out of here. And then I will play king to b1, king to b2, or king to a2, just defending these pawns. And yeah, I mean, where is his, calculation abilities? Did he really not see that I can play king to b2? That is so weird. So weird that he did not find king to b2. That I'm gonna play king to b2. I know that sometimes we miss stuff, but not something that's very obvious. Like when you give me a check, I'm gonna get closer to the piece that's giving me check. It's so obvious. Now he's down 2 points of material. I believe he will do something to confuse me, playing f5, or yeah, just pushing a pawn. That's what they do when they are losing. Rook to c1 seems fine. He's gonna play rook to d3, attacking my knight. We play rook to c2, defending the knight. He plays this stupid move, and then we just continue the game. I don't know. Or just simply king to b2 seems beautiful, right? Just king to b2, defending this, attacking the rook. He moves here, and then we can just play. He can just go there, and I can now move the rook because I lose the knight. So we have to play rook to c1, right? Rook to c1, rook to d3, and king to b3, king to b2, and then we try to put the rook on c3 after we defend, something like this. I believe you have to go here, offering rook trade. He needs to get the hell out of here, and the only move for him is to play rook to d3. If he went here, we're just gonna take it. He's losing. So rook to d3, only move. We don't move the knight, we lose the pawn. We can, play king to c2, actually. Wow, king to c2 is actually beautiful. The rook needs to move. Moves here. We can play this move, attacking it twice. And he needs to go here. And then we'll play this, and he will take. And then we'll take. He'll go here, play this, he push. I think king to c2 is fine. The only move for him is either this or this. If king to c2, rook to d6 right away, there will be knight to c4, attacking the rook. The rook moves here. He cannot. There's a knight there. So I believe king to c2 is good, but I'm blocking my own rook. King to b2, trying to go. I think I'm gonna play king to c2. I think I'm gonna play king to c2. Yeah, I think it's best. He moves back. Let's attack. He tries to pin me. And then I believe we go king to b2. He cannot take because it is protected. This move will not work because after takes, he cannot take. It's pinned, but I believe we have to move away. And I believe it's king to b2. He cannot take. We can obviously just take. And if this move, we can just take and he cannot take. The pawn is pinned. And when he moved the king, this is an indication that he wants to free this pawn from the pin so that he will attack me with this move. And then we can just go king to a2. After this, takes, and then we just move the knight. Here, actually, this is a fork. Instead of going for any stupid stuff. But after, knight to a5, there will be rook takes. The rook needs to move. Then we'll just get back, and yeah, we're just up 2 points. We're gonna win the game, but we're low on time, and I believe we're gonna reach 1900 again. My highest rating was 1909, and I believe after this game will be 1900. Unless I did something bad, which I don't believe I'm gonna play, because he cannot double up on this pawn because of my, beautiful knight. He plays something like this. That's dumb because after takes, he cannot take, and this move knight to a5 is always possible. Yeah, now you're forcing a trade, you idiot. You're forcing a trade. Knight to a5, you have to take, and after rook takes, king takes. There might be some tricks. Well, let's see what he got. He needs to take if he wants to draw. If he didn't take, he's completely cooked. But I mean, it's very simple, like 2-on-1 here. Playing knight to c4. Whenever he plays something like this, what is that? I believe I'm gonna keep. I'm going to keep the rook because his king will be close to the pawn. Give him a check, kick him away. He goes back. Nice. Now what do we do? I think we need to aim at this pawn. Or let's go here. He plays this and takes. Then we give him some checks. I believe rook to f1 is good. Why? Because I want to target the pawn in case the king moves. And if you want to push, we just win a pawn and attacking his pawn as well. And this move I want to play. If he takes, we'll have this. And if he pushed, no, I don't think it's that. That's correct. Rook here. What is the point? I believe we have to activate the king right now. King to c3, there will be the move d5 after takes. We play here. Attacking the rook needs to move, and then we will just move the knight. Here. Yeah, I believe that's a good move. We're just trying to use the king, activate the king in the endgame. That's very important. We have to be careful. After this move, the knight will be pinned. So we take once, he takes, then we move the king to attack. And if there was no pawn here, that would be an idiotic move. But since there was a pawn here, he cannot take with the rook. And it's defended by the pawn because there's a pawn that I can just take with. Takes. We're just, isolating the pawns, forcing these double pawns that they cannot support this stupid pawn. And then we play king to b4, attacking the rook needs to move, some checks, something like that. And we just get the king to get to the pawn, and we have 2 passers on this side. Because sometimes I mess up the pawn endgame when I remove all the pieces on the board, when I trade the rooks and everything. So this is why I did not trade the rooks. I kept the 1 rook and kept the knight so that I will always have a lot of pressure on 2 sides of the board. I mean, if you take, that's fine. If you did not take, I'm going to play a check, then attack you. So you have to take. If he takes with the rook, I think that's fine. Okay. Now we can go king to d4 or king to b4. Which one is better? King to d4, there will be rook here. And the knight will be hanging and the pawn will be hanging. So I believe king to b4 is best. If he takes, we just take here. He plays this. I mean, we can obviously just get to the pawn. He needs to move the rook. After he moves the rook, knight to e3 will be coming, attacking the pawn. He pushes, we give a check, and then we pick up the pawn. Yeah, it's he played a very weird opening. I never seen this opening before in my life. Okay. So if I move the knight, he will play a check. That just because there's a check, I go here, he takes the pawn, I play a check. This pawn will be hanging as well, but we have to be careful because we want this pawn to promote. Okay. So I believe knight here will be fine. If you play this, that's a fork and we win. We can give a check first, but of course he will go here. And there's no tricks because the pawn is, stopping me. So I believe I'm going to go here, attack the pawn, attack, give some checks. Give me some check here. I will play king to c3. You play this check, I take, and after you take here. We're not supposed to lose the pawn. Because always 2 on 1 will always win. So we have to keep it that way. After this check, we don't go here because that will lead to perpetuals. After this check, we go here. I believe we go here. After this check, I believe we have to take, and then we're going to lose the pawn. So how about going here? He will take, I'll play this check, he will move here, and there will be another check. I believe going here, attacking the pawn, will be best. This, he takes here, I just take him with a check, and then we can push the pawn. I believe this is a good move. Yeah. He can never defend the pawn right now. If he takes, we give him a check. King moves here, that's another check. Because you always want to take stuff with check. Yeah. He can go here, but that will lead to a lot of bad stuff. You will lose 2 pawns and 3 pawns, and I'm defending my own pawn, and there's no checks for him. Wow, that could be the worst move ever he can play. Oh my god! Oh my goodness. That's so funny. We take with the check. I believe he's gonna go here. Yeah, that's a move. Yeah, I believe we just take. If he takes here, I mean, who really cares? We just, we do actually care. I mean, we can push the pawn. Everything's defended. There are no checks. If you want to try to attack my pawn, we cannot defend, obviously. Let's just push it. He's gonna play this. We can go here, attacking the rook. After he goes here, that will be some trouble, because if we move the knight, we'll lose the rook. So we have to be careful. Oh! Rook to c3. Check. No, idiot. He had rook to c3 check, and if I take, he takes the rook. Okay. I believe we can just go rook to d2, rook to d6, sorry. After this check, we can just take. There's nothing, so... Yeah, there's definitely something we've done bad here. Yeah, I think this is the only move. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. Wow, that's actually very bad. When I'm looking at it again, that's very bad. Shit. You idiot! You keep the tension, you bozo! You don't move away from your attack. That's... Oh my god. He had so many chances to kick my ass, but he's not. No, I don't want to. So rook here, he takes the pawn just because it's a greedy pawn, and you take here, and that's, we would have 2 pawns pushing this way. So, go ahead, take the pawn. After this check, you cannot go here because of this check. I will pick up the rook. You have to look at tactics. Check, let's see if he's gonna blunder. Nope, he did not. Okay, we want to push the pawns, but we don't want the king to be in our face, so we have this check, or we have this check. I believe this is check good, and then we just attack the rook. Just keep everything defended. Attack the rook here. Yeah, Obviously, we can just play a check. And just go here, but I don't... Let's attack Let's attack the rook first. And then when the rook moves, now we give a check and we put the rook on c6. Why? Because after this check we can take with the rook. But he does have some tricks. We just have not to blunder. Why? Why are you moving away of your damn pawn? Keep protecting. This is the only hope. Bro, this guy is getting on my nerves right now. So we can just play a check. He'll go here, another check. Let's just give him check because we love checks. We did something. But I believe we just get back. We just earn some time. The engine always likes to play 2 checks in every single position, so it gains more accuracy. So this check, and just we can, you know, tell the pawn to fuck off. He will never push the pawn ever. And then we can just put the rook here, trying to trade, and then push the pawns. He goes here. No. Now we go here. We're threatening to actually fork him. But I believe this is good. There are no checks for him. And this is a fork as well, so this is beautiful. So he needs to be careful. And I just want to play here. I can also play this move, but you don't want to have double pawns because that will hurt your chances since I don't have a pawn on this side. Okay. We need to force a check here, or force a trade. After this check, he cannot go here. So after this check, he needs to go here. Let's give him a check, earn some time. He's gonna go here. And then we can just go pick up the pawn. But we have to be careful while allowing this check. Come on, bro, look for tactics. He needed to go here. Now he will resign in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Nice. Let's go. 1900, everybody. Let's see the game review. I went with a 90% accuracy. Let's go. Let's d4. That's crazy. Like, it already gives +1 for white. We are principal chess players. Taking the center, controlling the center. Knight d2 was best, but I was like, I'm not gonna put anything in the face of my bishop. Okay. I had to attack first, but I was like, I don't want to allow him to go here. That's why. Okay. I was not going to take that. Okay, so after this, I mean, it's still... After this trade, I'm down. What? He can do what? He can go knight to d4. Wow. And if I take, he will just take the knight. Yeah, people like me and him will not see this stuff. But I always felt like I have an advantage here, bro. That's the move. Like, what the hell, bro? Come on. Yeah, I thought about rook to e3, but I was like, you know what? Let's just take the knight while we can, and we're just defending everything, attacking the rook, attacking it twice. Perfect. I think he needed to take the rook, but he did not. That was very bad. Yeah, and since then, it's just like perfect, nothing wrong. But it's crazy how, I mean, I gotta give it to him. Like in the opening phase, he will have the advantage because he knows the theory better than I do. And I don't know what is that opening. So it's very good that I survived the opening and with no tricks. Here, we thought about this check, and then he went here. That's just... yeah, that was a very beautiful game. Very weird opening I did not ever see in my life. But then he just blundered the knight. That is very not good. And now we're back to 1900. And I played 6 rapid games in a row. This is the number 6. And I won them all. Won them all. See, it's very beautiful when you're focused in chess. You know, the most important thing is your ability to focus, and you will win a lot of games. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.